Hello and welcome to another. We begin the chapter in Mary Joa with the aftermath of King Cobra's murder and Vivi's disappearance. Igaram is trying to find Vivi, waving some Amber Alert photos to the kings there, and specifically to Hitler. Nice choice, man. While Chaka and Pell search for their beloved king. Well, at least for the living, we find out how they escaped from the Holy Land. Inside ships. Who would have thought? Wapol and Vivi are on Aegis' ship, Aegis being the One Piece England equivalent. Wapol is communicating with the one and only, literally the only newspaper guy, Big News Morgans, who is flying off somewhere for the winter. Do seasons even matter in the One Piece world? Whatever. Morgans will go and pick up Wapol and Vivi. I mean, he already did, as we saw in chapter 1074. And then they'll come to Egghead if Morgans wants a big scoop. Because a world-shocking event is about to take place. At least that's what the narrator promised. CP0 is trying to track down Vivi and our fireboy Sabo, who got out by sneaking into Lulusia's ship. He's heavily wounded, drenched in blood, after getting pierced by that black arrow in the last chapter. I still don't know if that was IMU or one of the Gorosei. My friend told me, it's IMU, you fucking read. My friend told me, it's definitely IMU, but we'll see. Bonnie employs the ingenious hide-inside boat strategy too, but in child form. Is that because she can fit in narrow places for a better hiding spot? Or is it because that's actually her age? Because when we saw her in chapter 1060, in the beginning of the Egghead arc, drowning, she was once again a kid, for no apparent reason. Also, this could make her embarrassing defeat by a bunch of mosquitoes less embarrassing. Does it make sense though? Let's not answer that and get back to the chapter. Sabo is holding on for dear life, or for Cobra. King Cobra, you were the man. Rest in peace. Back to Mary Joa in the Room of Authority, where the Gorosei finally sit down. I'm not used to seeing them move around so much. They sat down to have a conversation about Sabo. The wizard guy says he has a checkered fate. That exact same phrase was used by Sengoku to characterize the D-carriers when he was talking to Law back in Dressrosa. In fact, Gandalf here says Sabo has a checkered fate because he's surrounded by D-clan members. It's true. From Ace and Luffy in his childhood, along with the occasional Garb visit, I would assume, to him getting saved by Dragon, to now getting saved again by Nefertari D-Cobra. Interesting. The same could be said about Whitebeard, who was himself surrounded by the D. He was originally part of Roxy's crew, then they split afterwards, and at some point he became a rival / friend of Roger's. And then Blackbeard and Ace joined his crew. And don't forget, he died by a D-carrier while trying to save another D-carrier. Let's hope Sabo doesn't meet the same end. Imu calls in from, you guessed it, the Room of Flowers to give an order. It's time to use Vegapunk's latest invention, the vending machine. No, the spaceship that shoots island-destroying laser beams. So that's why Lucci mentioned in chapter 1062 that Vegapunk's assassination might be linked to the Lulusia Kingdom incident. Because after they tested the machine and saw it worked, the Gorosei thought, we don't need him anymore. Go kill him! Imu specifies to use the Mother Flame. What does that mean? Are you talking about the Undying Flame? What? But Vegapunk said he hasn't yet discovered the power source of the Iron Giant. Or is Mother Flame just the name of the spaceship? The Gorosei ask, what's the target? Oh, great Imu. The vast sea? Or maybe a forest would be a better... No! Says Imu. It's Lulusia. Why? Because it's close. What the fuck? Are you trying to save gas money? We're talking about human lives here. However, I like it. I like Imu's ridiculous ruthlessness. Willing to sacrifice a whole nation for a nuke test without batting an eye. Evilness worthy of the final antagonist.